Hey, fam. I'm so glad to be back. We are back from our trip to North Carolina. It felt like we were gone forever, but we are back. Thank God. I cannot see the chat because Mr. Donahue does not have it popped up for me, so I don't know if anybody's in here. So we're just going to go ahead and bring Sarah on with us. Oh, Jose's on with us. Woo! All right. Sarah, we are so glad that you joined us tonight. Like I said, we were in North Carolina last weekend, had a beautiful trip down to my sister's wedding, long 18-hour drive out and 18 hours back.
Oh, yeah.
But it was beautiful. So we did get to see a lot of beautiful country. But would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Sarah. I'm 30, from Ohio. I have 2 kids. I was a horse trainer for several years, quit my job to do reptiles and basically be a stay-at-home mom. So animals have always been a huge part of my life, even since growing up. Going outdoors, catching animals. My dad had alligators growing up. We had a cougar. We've had it all.
So it wasn't a major switch from doing
no
equestrian over into reptiles because you already had like crocodiles.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
alligators and stuff. So not a big switch. Okay. So I was gonna say what got you into reptiles, but it kind of you've already worked into that.
My dad. He was the start of it all. Always taking me to the creek. We'd catch water snakes, garter snakes, frogs, toads, anything. Like, he had a Burmese python when I was younger. So that was like my love of reptiles. And he fueled that. Like, there was a bearded dragon in the pet store. Oh yeah, get it. I'm sure if you bring it home, Mama will love it. So that was, and it was an ongoing joke with Dad. Like, he was just like, well, she's just a kid. Like, it's not gonna hurt. It's not venomous. So that was my start.
Now, do you have any? Do you want to get into venomous at all, or are you into venomous at all?
We are not.
Is that because of the children right now?
Yes. My boyfriend would absolutely love to. I wouldn't mind. I call it quits on cobras. I don't do the cobras. I could do like rattlesnakes, and I would love a gaboon. But not anytime soon. We have 2 little kids. They're 3 and 9 months, so not anytime soon will we be getting those.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that completely. We ourselves, both of our, well, all of our kids, I should say, all of our kids are out of the house, so we are now deciding that we are going to get into the venomous.
Yes.
Nicole, Lady Tiz, has gotten my heart set on a retic, so getting my retic. So
do it. Do it.
I'm gonna do it. And you know what? Because of Jeffrey's love for Nicole, he's just like, she's convinced me that, you know, I think we can do this. So
yes, absolutely,
I can do this. So now I want to know, have you faced any challenges as a female in this industry? I know kind of because we are females in this industry, it's a little more difficult, but have you personally had to face any?
I have not, thankfully. Okay. I really haven't. Occasionally I might go to a show where there's a guy vending and they talk to my boyfriend and not me, and he's like, that's the one you really want to talk to. Like, she's the one. Other than that, no. Like, I've been very fortunate and very blessed to be welcomed open arms into this community. I've had nothing but support and love from male and female in this community, and I couldn't even be happier about that.
Do you think it's the people that we choose to surround ourselves with?
I do. I think finding a good group of people in the reptile industry that will push you to be your best, that will support you no matter what, that's the most important thing. Because there are some people out here that, you know, aren't the greatest. But I think I have a solid group of people that I know I could go to at any time of day. Questions, comments, concerns, and they will help me.
I have found that, like you, the people that are in my chats constantly, that show up every Saturday, that I'm with constantly, are the ones that are my go-to. They're my family. They're the ones that I can say, I love you guys. You're my family. If I need them at any time, I can go to them at any time. And I'm looking, you know, and they're there all the time. And I'm like, I've never had anybody push back on me. And I'm like, I know if anybody ever did, any one of them would have my back in a heartbeat. And I would be the same way for any of them. And I know Jeffrey would like throw down for any of them in a minute.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, they're just that kind of people. Now you, because you have so many different beautiful and I'm telling you, I've been stalking you. I do that. I do that for everybody. You know, if I'm doing a sticker swap, if I'm doing something to do with somebody that I'm bringing on as a guest, and I do only do just the ladies because this is a ladies show. I want to highlight just the ladies in our community.
Exactly.
I'm on their pages. I'm stalking. I'm looking at videos, or I'm looking at their reels. I'm looking at their Instagrams. I'm looking at everything that they're doing, and I'm just like, oh my God, what they've got.
I feel like looking at someone's page, that's going to give you a good insight of who they are, what they love.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Do you have, and this is across the board of any of your reptiles, is there any favorite reptile, morph, anything that can come to mind for you that is your favorite?
Ball python wise, morph wise alone, I love my baby leopard clown. He's gorgeous. Snake wise, it would probably be my blood python, who is how I got my name, Serkan Exotics. Serkan, in your language, it means royal blood. So being a blood python, I kind of wanted to follow that blood theme, so I named him something after blood. And I struggled when I came to Instagram for a name for the page, and I was like, I can't go to anything. Like, I can't think of anything. I don't know what I want to do. I went to a female herpers group on Facebook, and she was like, what's your favorite snake? What is the one snake that you love the most? Does he have a cool name? Does he or she have a cool name? Can you do any of your snakes' names, your lizards? And I was like, Serkan. All right, we'll do it. So I have a strong tie to that snake.
Absolutely. I love that. I absolutely love that. You know, we are very Irish and Scottish, so of course everything we have is Celtic. But before I get too far into anything, guys, feel free to please drop your links for us so that everybody can go and follow each other. We want to make sure that everybody is sharing the love, and we can all give each other some follows. I would love to make sure that we're all following each other. Anything in your collection, anything, snake-wise, lizard, anything that you want to show off, because I want to see whatever you have.
I brought, of course I had to bring Serkan down.
Yes.
So you guys get to see him. I know Kayla loves them.
Oh my God,
So this
that's
is
gorgeous.
Huh.
That is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
He's a T negative albino. Huh. And he's handsome. And he knows it. But blood pythons get such a bad rap. For years I stayed away from them because everyone was like, no, don't do it. They bite, they're mean, don't do it. But I've always kind of been drawn to that. I'm just like, I really want it. I want it. And my boyfriend's like, nope, absolutely not. We're not having mean snakes in here. I don't want it. And I was like, I saw him at the pet store and I was like, well, that's too bad because I'm buying him. So he came home with me and he's been puppy dog tame since day one.
Really?
He's never struck. He's never bit. I can let the kids hold him. He is the best blood python I have ever met.
He's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. And I mean, what you see is how he is 24/7.
God.
This is him. I have ball pythons who have more of an attitude than he does. So
we have one ball python that just hatched, and I tell you what, that little heifer has the biggest attitude I've ever seen in my life.
I have one too, and because she has the biggest attitude, if anyone has seen the movie Mean Girls, she has been dubbed Regina George.
Okay.
She is the mean girl.
Mean girl
of my collection. So I had to name her Regina George.
Regina George. This little gal, I had her out earlier, and she was striking at every inch of me. And I was like, girl, please.
They get feisty.
Yeah. She's only like 2 weeks old, and I'm like, girl, you got a long life.
It's a big role for her. She's got a lot to learn.
She was just feisty. Oh my God. You know, we had not thought about blood pythons at all. And we've started like kind of looking because we were like, my God, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful.
And you get if you want a big snake but don't have the means for a retic or a berm, these guys are the next best thing. They don't reach a huge length size-wise. Girth-wise, though, they get pretty big. I mean, you're looking at 4 to 6 feet max for these guys, but you're looking at a massive snake side, like, girth-wise.
Girthy?
Yep.
Okay.
But I think they're beautiful.
So absolutely.
Their genetics are also just as pretty as ball pythons. Huh. Yeah, you're a good boy. Put him back. Huh. You want to go back?
Jim and his false water cobra.
That's on my list.
The false water cobra?
I would love to.
Yeah.
But I've heard they like to paint their cages in poop. And I already have to clean so much. Between the animals and my kids, I don't know if I want to add another
thing like that. Yeah. Oh God, my sister's in here.
It's a family reunion.
Oh my goodness. Mama Juice. Oh my God, Nicole's got Mama Juice. Nicole, I love you, sis. Oh my goodness. The girls are on fire today.
Oh yes.
Oh
Absolutely.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, is there one dream animal that you could have? It doesn't have to be a snake. It can be any reptile or
if I could own one legally, I would own a Komodo dragon in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
That'd be cool.
That is hands down my favorite lizard. As for one to keep, I really want a lychee. I love lychee.
I saw one at Schaumburg last year, and I was like, yes, I want a lychee.
I know.
And then I've bought all these other snakes, and I'm like, the lychees don't have to wait.
Exactly. Yep. I saved up for one, and then I'm like, oh, this is a good snake morph that I need, and I add that to my collection, and I'm like,
I know.
well, I want my lychee money.
I know. Like my lychee money went out the door.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'll start over, and then another snake comes along, and he's like, we need this to breed, and I'm like, there goes my lychee money again.
Exactly. I'm like, I get so close, and then it just slips away, and I get another snake, or we get an iguana, or something.
I know. No. Darn it.
I know. One day. I will have one.
One day. I was going to ask you if there's any other. See, I keep trying to get comfortable. I need a booster chair because I say I'm petite, but Jeffrey says I'm just short.
Brandon says the same thing. I'm vertically challenged is what Brandon says.
That's what it is. Keys. I was going to ask you if there was any other reptiles that you were interested in, that since I know.
We have so many.
Yeah.
Brandon mostly does the lizards. But we do geckos. We have crested geckos, gargoyle geckos. Our daughter is huge into leopard geckos and blue tongue skinks. Those are her 5 babies. She has a blue tongue and four leopard geckos. They are all hers. Don't touch them. Don't look at them. Don't handle them unless she's there.
Unless she's there?
Yes.
Those, she's in charge of those.
Yes, she is in charge of those.
I like that.
She helps water. She helps feed. She helps clean. She's the most responsible 3-year-old I've ever met.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yes.
Now, our daughter just turned 30. Will not have anything to do with the snakes at all. Not at all. Our son, one of our sons, he's perfectly fine. He's just like, yeah. He's holding the snakes. He's doing all the things. When we go out of town, he's our go-to. He'll come and he'll make sure everybody's got clean water. He'll check on the incubator. He'll water the rats. He's good. He's just like, I got this. Yep. Daughter, nope. No part of it. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
They're just so sweet. How could you not? Like, how could you not? What? I don't understand, but she's, it is what it is. I'm like, girl, I don't know how you could be my child and not love snakes.
Mine is mini me. She is mini me. She's all about the dogs, all about the horses, the rabbits, the rats, the snakes, the lizards, everything. You're feeding something, she wants to be right there. She
wants to be there.
She wants to be a huge part of this. And I'm like, all right, I hope this stays this way. And, you're going to be bringing animals home soon in probably like 7 years that you catch from outside. So...
See, that's the best part. That's the best part. When she's young like that, doing all those great things with you, she's never going to be in that fear mode. So she's always going to have that love for it. So that's amazing.
Exactly. I want to raise the next generation to take over when I'm not around.
She's going to be one of those amazing girls that gets out there and does her thing.
Exactly.
Who do you think is your biggest supporter, or who has the biggest impact on you?
There's a couple. My biggest supporters, military morphs, Kayla and Max, huge. Whether it be friendship or genetic help, they're always there. Uh, Buckeye Morphs, Ken and Beverly,
I
they're
have
always
not met
there.
them yet. I don't.
Great.
Great
Amazing.
people.
Kenny is full of knowledge. Bev is amazing with crested geckos and plants.
Okay.
Me, she's amazing with plants. Like they only live 15 minutes away.
Okay.
So I can go over to their house. So they're really close. They've offered to watch my kids so we can go on a date night. They've just become family. I don't know what I would do without them, to be 100% honest. But Bev, her garage is nothing but plants. Like what she can do with plants is simply amazing. Like amazing. Um, I look forward to putting a bunch of her plants in our bioactive enclosures. Like I'm ecstatic about it. And then Brenna from Dementor Dragons is another one. Like she's over in Pennsylvania. Um, but she's another really close friend of mine. We all three chat together every day. We're each other's rocks. It's just been amazing. As far as
I'm excited
inspiration,
about. Yes.
Jay. Jay from Jay's Reptile is when I very first joined Instagram. Jay was one of the first people I ever followed and saw on a live. His enthusiasm, his work ethic, he can be having a crappy day and still have a giant smile on his face and be the happiest person you've ever met, even though everything could be falling down around him. That to me just speaks volumes. How strong he is, his work ethic. He's just an amazing person with the biggest heart.
I think we need people like that in our community. People that
I
kind of
agree.
uplift us and people that kind of keep us going even if we get
Exactly.
kind of in that funk. We need those people that kind of just we can look at them and go,
Yep.
if they can do it, we can do it. We can keep going. We got
Exactly.
this. We got it.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
always doing something with a smile and he'll just have a blessed day. And I could be having the crappiest day. And when Jay just sends me a message, hey, hope you have a blessed day, I just instantly, it's nothing else matters. Like I have a smile on my face.
Yep. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Exactly.
Sometimes if you're just having one of those, like you said, like a crap day, you're just like, I just don't even want to do this right now. And it's just like
Yes.
one word from somebody and it's just like reset and you're like off and running again.
It's like flipping a switch.
That is awesome. We need more people like that. We need absolutely more people like that.
I agree.
Let's see. What kind of impact would you like to have on the community?
I just want to be like a positive role model. Like how Jay is to me, how Military Morphs is to me. I just want to be someone to put a smile on someone's face. Whether it's through a comment on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube of, hey, I hope you have a nice day, or whether you watch one of my TikToks or my Reels and it makes you laugh or you just forget about the negativity even just for 5 seconds. I just want, it doesn't even have to be reptile related. As long as I could make someone smile that day, that's all I care about.
Awesome. I think that's awesome. I do want to ask you, do you think that social media has played a really big influence on the industry now?
I do. I think social media plays a big part in everything nowadays, whether it's good or bad. I know without social media, I would not have met anyone, probably in this chat, even if they live 15 minutes away from me. I have met some amazing people, amazing breeders, I've bought, snakes or reptiles from, all just because I joined social media. I feel like it gets us out there as keepers. Could put us in a negative light, but I feel like it also could put us in a positive light. People can see that, we're not these crazy, mean people that, the media plays us to be. Like, these snakes are not vicious. They're not after you to kill you or anything like that. So I feel like it has broadened and brought newer people into the community, making it bigger, which is what we need. That's more people to join USARC. That's more people on our side to fight for us. And I love it.
I think you're right. I think before we had as much social media as we do now, I think more people were afraid of our reptiles. I think that they didn't understand as much as they do. I think we're able to reach more people and kind of educate them a little bit better on what we do with our reptiles, how we handle them, how we, what we do with them. I don't want to say, how we breed them, and we do all those things, but we also, I don't want to say love them, but we do love our babies. They are our babies. And I don't think people understand that like we do.
Exactly.
They think we're absolutely
I think you
nuts,
have to be a true animal lover to be able to understand that. Like,
they're
these
like,
tarantulas that we have, these, scorpions, the lizards, the snakes, they're as much a part of my family as they are my dogs, my cats, my rabbits, my horses, like everything.
When we say they're our children, people are like, what? And we're like, yeah, our kids are out of the house. These are our children now.
Exactly. They take up as much time, as much money. You still have to clean up after them. It's literally like having a kid.
Yes, they eat and poop just like kids do. Yep. So we do the same things as all other parents. So
exactly,
it's the same thing. We're not putting them in college, but we're still doing the same things everybody else does. We're not doing diapers. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, sometimes we do love them a little more than human kids.
That's because they don't talk back. They don't talk back.
Sometimes they don't know.
They might have sass and attitude, but they do not talk back.
They do not talk back. Buckeye said they were going to be at Tinley, so hopefully we'll get to see them there too. So,
yes, they will.
And we always run into Kayla and Max. So,
yep, absolutely.
There's the Kayla and Max. So we're looking forward to seeing. We'll be at Arlington and Tinley, so we're looking forward to seeing everybody.
Yep.
So Sarah, I'm hoping you're going to break out some more animals because I'm ready.
I got
only if you want to, but I'm just saying I'm ready.
There shall be
no pressure or anything.
Don't put them in my chair.
Okay,
never been on camera. This is my biggest girl. She's about.
Oh yeah, remove me. Yeah, you'll have to remove me. Yeah. I'm like, just get rid of me.
This is her. This is my normal Burmese python. As you can see, she can be quite the handful. She's not mean at all. She just likes to explore.
So is that what's in the wild?
That's a Burmese.
Yep. And she's just a normal. There's nothing. We have two other Burmese pythons. We have a pearl and we have an ivory.
The ivory is the Medusa.
Yes. That is her. She is Pretty much all white. She's got a white underside, and then on the top of her is like a yellow. And then she has like almost like dual colored eyes. It's half blue on both and then half black on both.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So they're just like a blizzard. Only blizzards basically have white eyes. So she
Okay.
is a hypo to hypo, whereas a blizzard is hypo, hypo and albino. So they just have the albino in there. But this is, see if I could get her all in one shot. But she's about 5, pushing 6 feet. But she's not big.
She's pretty.
Now, is that what they're finding in Florida?
She's probably one of my favorites.
Burmese, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But people think they're this big, mean, out to get you snake, and I mean, as you can see, she is not.
No.
Like, not at all. I'm 5'3", and I can handle her with ease.
She's gorgeous.
She is, and she's big.
Are they good at breeding?
To what?
Like,
Are they good at breeding?
Are you going to breed your Burmese or?
I am not. I would absolutely love to breed big snakes.
Mhm.
But the responsible person in me is just, there's not really a market for them, really. In my area, there are people who want them, but I feel like not everyone should own a giant snake. You have to obviously know what you're doing. You still have to respect them. They're like a ball python, but they're just gigantic.
Right.
But I almost handle them as like they're venomous. Not because they're mean, just because they're large and they're powerful. So that's the only reason I won't breed them. So I'm just gonna stick to obviously ball pythons. I might later on down the road breed some boas. We have a Colombian rainbow boa who I bought as a male, but turns out to be a female, and she's almost breeding size. And then I have a Brazilian rainbow boa who's breeding size. And I'm starting to think that I want to breed blood pythons. So I think I'm going to stick with those. And I might breed Dumerol's boas later on down the road too.
Now, is there, do you know if there's what the size difference is between a Burmese and just a retic?
So retics are the second world's largest python.
Okay.
Burmese are the third. So with retics, I mean, they could reach over 20 feet. Burms, not really.
Okay.
Males in both are going to be a lot smaller than females. Females are going to be your bigger snakes. What I find different, not only size-wise, retics are a lot more active. They love to explore. Burms are kind of lazy. She obviously is not a lazy one. But what got me into Burms, so I originally bought a super dwarf retic, fell in love with her after a friend talked me into it, bought a mainland retic, fell in love with him, and she's like, okay, well, if you like them, you're going to love Burms. Get a Burm. She can sit on her couch, and her Burmese just lays in her lap. And that's it. Like, a literal couch potato. And I was like, oh, that would be so cool to sit on the couch with just a large snake. All right. So I started doing a lot more research on Burmese pythons. I went over to her house, played with her Burms, and I was like, all right, that's it. Like, this is what I want. I want a big snake, but I want the berm.
The one that's just gonna sit and watch TV with me.
Exactly. So that's how I ended up with 3 of them. I couldn't decide. I got my pearl and my ivory at the same time. I saw pictures of them and I was like, well, which one do I want? Do I want this one or do I want this one? I was like, that's it. I'm just going to get both. Bertha here was actually a rescue that just kind of landed in my lap. Someone had rescued her from an owner who couldn't handle her anymore and was like, I don't have the space for a Burmese python and I have no idea what I'm doing. Does anyone know who might want her? And I was like, I'll take her. I already have 2. What's one more? So I drove like 30 minutes away and picked her up, and it was a little bit of a battle. She's clearly never been worked with. So it took about a month. She got trained. She got used to me handling her. She got used to being outside. I think they just wanted a big snake, and she was cheap, and they bought her and stuck her in a tank, and that was it.
Oh.
So when she got to be about 4 foot long, they were like, "Oh, this is more than we can handle." Because she can have. She is all bark and no bite. She likes to hiss when you open her enclosure, and she's just all huffy and puffy. And then I just tap her on the head with a hook, and she's like, "Okay, it's not feeding time. I'm gonna get handled. I'm gonna come out," and she's perfectly fine.
She seems just as sweet as can be.
She is. And she loves to be out and explore. Absolutely loves it. This is what she does.
Now, is she able to just get out and kind of just crawl around and do her thing, or okay?
Yeah. Me too.
I just love how big they are. I just love how big and beautiful they are.
And she's still a baby. Even as a normal, like, her colors and her patterns are absolutely stunning.
She's just beautiful.
She is.
And the sides, I mean, I just love her.
Yes. And her belly. She's got some.
She's gorgeous.
She is. She's absolutely beautiful. Huh.
She's like, I know.
When she's content.
So chill.
But this is what they do. Like, they're just kind of puppy dogs in snake form.
She's just like, I'm so chill. She said, Sarah, don't say that.
I know Eric keeps burps. If I could have the space for 20 berms, I would do it in a heartbeat. That would be all I would own is if I had the space. Huh. And you're expensive to feed.
What does she feed?
What do you feed her?
She is currently on rats.
Okay.
She is on large rats.
Large rats. Okay.
Yeah. So thankfully, I breed my own rats and my own mice. So it cuts down on the food bill. And eventually, when she's bigger, I'll get into feeder rats. I'm currently trying to downsize my pet rats so I could get a pair of feeder rats and breed for myself as well as like other local people. Because you don't see a lot of people who breed feeder rats or feeder rabbits in my area. And even Max and Kayla and I had this discussion. Like, feeder rabbits around them isn't a huge thing either. So that's why they feed their big retic pigs
Okay. We were asking my family, they said, well, we never go to your house because you have snakes. And I'm like, they're not like out roaming around. They said, well, that's what we kept
Exactly.
picturing, is that they were just out roaming around the house. And I'm like, why would you think that we just let 70 snakes just roam around the house?
Yes.
Like,
My family is the only one who will come to my house. My boyfriend's side, they'll stand on the front porch. His sister will come in, but she's like, please don't get anything out. And I'm like, I'm not, I promise. I'm like, they're all, like, we always get, well, are they loose in your house? Don't take them out. Like, they could probably break out. Like, do you have locks on them? Like, I promise.
No.
Like, they're not going to get out.
Not getting
Like,
out.
I'm more responsible than that.
They're secured. Now, we did find
Yes.
out my sister's new husband, God
Mhm.
bless him, he's wonderful. He watches my show. His beautiful daughter wants a snake so bad she can't even stand it. And so
Yes.
she's like, when I get my snake, I'm getting a snake. I'm getting a snake from you. I'm gonna get a snake from you. And I'm like, bless your little heart. And so you don't
Yep.
have to get one from us, but when you do get one, let me know. That way, I can make sure you've got your setup correct and all
Yep.
that. She says, no. She
Exactly.
says, we believe in family business. And I'm like, oh, bless your heart. You're so beautiful.
Aw, that's great. I know.
Oh,
My cousin's the same way. She's like, I really want a snake. And I was like, she, I think, had made a comment on either a picture of my berm or my retic. And I was like, that's great. I'm like, just these snakes are not for everyone. Like, if you're going to get one as your first snake, I would start with a ball python, or if you want something bigger than that, get a boa. Like,
yeah.
you don't have to, unless you're really in love with the big snakes and really do your research and have the space, don't get a giant snake.
Start little. Just start little.
I actually did research on retics and berms for a solid year before, and I talked to my friend who had both before I even pulled the trigger on getting both of them. I wanted to make sure, like, I knew what I was getting myself into.
Absolutely. And that's what she said. She said she's been wanting one for a long time, and God bless her. She's so stinking cute. His family's just wonderful. So I'm just like, God, I hope she gets her little snake.
I love when kids get involved. I really do. I would love to be able to take some of these guys and, go to schools, or, just even go outside and have the neighborhood kids come into the yard and just teach them. We have someone local who is coming, I think the beginning of next year, who's coming to a church event and bringing a bunch of snakes. And I'm like, we're going. We're going.
Yeah.
I'm like, even though we may know everything they're going to say, I want the kids to experience it outside of our house. They live it every day. It's nothing new to them. They'll probably have the same things that we do, but it's an experience outside of the house. It's not just our snakes, our lizards.
That's how I was introduced, actually, was at, I was teaching pre-K, and a couple used to bring all of their, like, reptiles, carpet pythons, all kinds of stuff into the school. And for me to get over my fear, they started letting me hold their carpet python, and I was just like, from
Yes.
then on, I was in love, and I was just like, this is it. I am so happy, and I want snakes from now on.
Yes.
And
That's all it
we
takes.
never got one, but then I married Jeffrey, and we were just like, that's it.
Yes. Yes.
We're getting snakes.
Absolutely. Yes. I've always had snakes. And then I got introduced to Brandon, and I came to his house, and I was like, oh, you have snakes? Well, yeah. I also have tarantulas. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I love snakes.
Exactly. Carpet pythons for the win. Exactly, brother.
Yes. I do love carpet pythons.
I'm getting one. I'm getting one from Jeremy. So
Yes.
I am getting one from Jeremy. But, if I didn't have that experience and gotten over my fear, I mean, I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't
Exactly.
be, wanting to do these lives with other women and making sure that all of us are kind of getting our faces out there so that we're being taken seriously in the ball python world. And
Absolutely.
thank God that we are. And there's, all these wonderful guys in our world that kind of stand behind us and beside us and kind of in the background a little ways.
They still support us.
They do, absolutely. They do, 100%. They absolutely do. Is there anything else that you are wanting to show us? Because if you keep showing her, I'm going to reach through and try to rehome her at my house. I am in love with her. She is gorgeous.
She is, and she's amazing.
Look at her. She just looks at the camera like, I know.
She does. She's such a diva, and she knows it. She loves the camera. This is her second time being on camera. I featured her in one of my reels, and everyone loved her. And she was just such a ham. She just looked at the camera and was like, this is my time to shine. And
I love the one that gets the baths.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yes. The bubble baths. The one that gets the
that was Medusa. Yes, she loves her bubble baths.
It's like a little spa day for her.
How it started is when I first got her, she was covered in mites. So I had to soak her in the bathtub anyway. And then she just sort of just would sit there. I wouldn't have to put her in a tub. I wouldn't have to do anything. She would just sit there and poke her little head out and just look at me. And I was like, this is too cute. So it just kind of kept going. And I'm like, you don't even have mites, but this is cute and you thoroughly enjoy it. So
she's having a ball. She's like, if you could just put me a little wine glass over here, Mom, I would just,
Exactly.
Put me a little water with my little Reptile stuff in it. I'll be fine.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. She's so cute.
She is.
That face is just to die for. She just knows. She just absolutely knows. She's like, if you could just put a crown on my head, I'd be fine.
Exactly.
A tiara.
It's all about her. All about her.
It really is. It really is.
She's
so funny. She is so funny. Oh my God.
She has nothing but personality. I mean, this is another thing. I just love how they're really not head shy. Not like ball pythons. You can do whatever you want to her, and she's not going to care.
Yeah, she's perfectly comfortable. She's like, absolutely. She's like, and why are you on the show, Mom? Because I can do this all by myself.
I know.
She's like, I totally got this. I totally got this under control.
You're not going to let me show anyone else off, are you?
She's not. She's not.
She's the star of the show now.
You know what we're going to have to do, though? Like at the end of the year, all of us girls are going to have to do one big show again, and just all of us
Yes.
girls get back together and do
Absolutely.
another like end of the year blowout.
That would be awesome.
That'll be so much fun. She's
My
like, no.
mom.
She's like, no. She's like, we're going to do the whole entire show together, Mom.
I know. She's
She's not having any. She's like, no.
this is what she does. I get her out almost every night, and she'll sit here and watch TV with me. She'll, help me feed some lizards. She just hangs out. She just wants to be out.
She's like,
She doesn't care what it is. She just wants attention 24/7.
She's happy with it, though.
She is. But she'll just sit here all night on my arm without a care in the world. Are you watching yourself?
She is. Look at it. She's like,
Her eyes
like
are going
TV.
back and forth.
She's like, I am totally happy seeing me on TV.
She is.
So funny.
She's a character.
She's
really
so
is.
funny. Oh my gosh.
But this is what I mean. They're couch potatoes. This is all. She'll get out the first 20 minutes of her exploring, and then she just plops. And this is her. This is what I just love about them.
That's what I would love, though. I would love to just have her, just sitting with me and just chilling. That would be my evening.
I never knew until my friend mentioned it. She was like, yeah, they'll just like go nuts for a couple minutes, and then they're just kind of lazy. And I was like, really? Yeah, they're just kind of lap dogs. I'm like, okay. And then I met hers, and I was like, you weren't kidding. Like, I was not expecting, like, ball pythons will ball up and you can do whatever, and they're just kind of there. It's the same with Burmese. They don't ball up, but they just kind of are there. They are giant ball pythons.
See, I could get home from the gym, let her out of the cage, let her do her thing for a minute, and then just sit with me on the couch, and we could just veg for a while watching TV, and I'd be totally fine.
Yeah.
That'd be my evening right there.
I never knew I could do this with a snake other than a ball python. Like, if you were to tell me, like, you can sit on the couch with a 20-foot snake and it's just not going to do anything but put its head in your lap.
It's going to be perfectly fine.
I'm like, really?
It'll be fun. Huh. It'll be fine. It's all good. Okay. I do have another question for you. And this is the big go-to. The big go-to. Oh God, party night, mom juice.
Yes.
Who would you like to see on the next Ladies of the Night?
Who wouldn't I like to see? Oh my gosh, there's like a list.
I'm gonna eventually get to all of the ladies. I'm gonna make my rounds.
I can give you a giant list.
And if you can't think of anybody off the top of your head right now, just DM me, because I want to make sure that I get some really, I want to make sure I'm getting the ladies that you guys are all thinking of and think are going to be really good guests for us, and that we're all lifting each other up and making sure.
Exactly. I would love to see Kristen from Isoflora.
Okay.
I know she doesn't get out there a whole lot.
Okay.
She has isopods.
Okay.
She helps do bioactive enclosures. She's always doing giveaways for isopods. Always.
Okay.
She hit 1,000 followers.
Isoflora. Poor Keisha got my trauma story about isopods.
Oh no.
Oh, when I was little, I bit one. It did.
Wait, We
I
all
bit it
have
and
those
spit
stories.
it. Right. I bit it and spit it. I didn't eat it, but I bit it and spit it. I was just like, and he teases me like I actually ate it. He's like, "Are you still eating roly polies?" And I'm like, "No, I bit it and spit it. Okay. It's not like I ate the whole thing."
Right? I get teased by my dad all the time. I was probably 4 and I didn't know any better, but we had water turtles and I wanted to tell everyone goodnight and I kissed the water turtle on the head, and that was the biggest mistake of my life because that sucker latched onto the top of my lip and wouldn't let go. And from that day forward, I've learned I'm never kissing another turtle again. Ever. My dad, I'm 30 and my dad still won't let it go. It comes up every chance he gets. Tell her not to kiss a turtle. Okay, thanks, Dad. It was a one-time thing and I learned my lesson. I was 4.
You know, things still happen because I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be bad. I'm 52. And we went on the trip to North Carolina. I I'm in charge of, hi baby girl. I'm in charge of navigation
Mm-hmm.
and radio. That's me. I'm
Yep.
entertainment. Woo! I'm
Yes.
entertainment.
Yes.
The radio, we were going in a tunnel. I can't believe I'm telling this because the blonde is gonna come out real bad right now. We were going in a tunnel and he looks at me and he says, the radio goes out. What do you do, Mrs. Donahue? Get me some radio station. I did not know that the radio goes out in a tunnel. And he's over there laughing his butt off. And I'm like, I didn't know.
I'm not even a natural blonde, and I have a lot of blonde moments. A lot of blonde moments.
I had no idea that the radio did not work in the tunnel. None whatsoever. He's like, you're such a blonde, Mrs. Donahue. I was like, I had no idea. No idea at all. None.
That's great.
He wouldn't let it go all weekend. He was telling
They never
everybody
do.
we knew.
They never let anything go. It's always, hey, you know she did this. Hey, you know she did that.
He was telling my twin brothers. He was telling my mama. He was telling my sister, my new brother-in-law. He was telling everybody. He was telling everybody. It was the funniest thing. I was like, yeah, that was me. They're all looking at me like, oh, honey.
Yeah. I get those all the time. I have frequent blonde moments. And he just looks at me like, are you serious? And I'm like, what? I didn't know. How was I supposed to know?
I had no idea. He goes, honey, it's a mountain. It's a tunnel. There's no service. I'm like, well, I'll know next time.
Exactly. Next time you'll know exactly what's going on.
I said, keep it up, Mr. Donahue. Keep it up. So yesterday when I got off work, I came out of work and I was like, it's going to be a hellfire weekend. And he was like, oh, God. He said, this might be just too much for me.
Yes.
He said, might be too much. Might be too much. So I'm like, well, yeah. Okay. Well, now that I've probably embarrassed myself and everybody that comes to Tinley is
okay.
going to be like, well.
Too. Eric said he's going to call me Turtle from now on, so.
That's okay. When we meet up at Tinley, we're going to be going, got you, girl. I got you.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm hoping that everybody dropped their links. I'm hoping everybody went over and subscribed. It's Hereditary. It is, baby girl. It is. That's my daughter. Or that's our daughter, Jordan. hoping everybody went and subscribed to everybody. I'm going to say goodbye to Sara. I'm going to put her backstage. Much love to everybody. I love you all. Thank you so much for getting in here and supporting. We love you so much. And good night. We're going to be right here doing what we love, loving what we do, and you all keep chasing your dream.